A very good day to you all. I am Dr. Larry T. Crudup, the pastor of... This month, we will converse with Dr. Ebony Gaffney as she talks with us about mental health and the need to let go of the stigma of having mental health conversations and finding resources. I truly believe that mental health is a key component of our overall health. And at Mount Moriah, we are striving to embrace the need for preventative mental health conversations and resources. So stop, watch, and listen as we discuss our mental health and how to take care of ourselves. We hope that these conversations will help you in some way. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and comment in the comments section below. Also, follow us here on Facebook and on our YouTube page for more soul-feeding content. Enjoy.
To this session of Community Conversations. I am Jean McIver, your facilitator. We will have virtual conversations to inform, inspire, and empower you to success. Our theme for the next 3 episodes will be on mental health. The first one was on mental health as well. And today we're going to focus on family and friends wellness. The one before was on mental wellness. So guess what? You get to hear from Dr. Gaffney again, and you can go back to look at the previous episode if you did not get a chance to view it before. And Dr. Gaffney, those of us who saw episode 1, have learned about you, but then we have people joining the community today who may not have seen episode 1. So please give us your bio again.
Sure. So my name is Ebony Gaffney. I grew up in Cowpen, South Carolina. My parents still live in Cowpen, in the exact same place. So I've come back to Spartanburg in 2020. I finished high school at Broome High School, went off to college at North Carolina State University in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then I made my way back to Spartanburg, where I feel like I grew up at Spartanburg Regional, working different types of healthcare jobs. I obtained my MBA from Gardner-Webb University in health administration because I was bored. That was my segue to getting into medical school. And then I went to medical school, to a Caribbean medical school, Xavier School of Medicine out of Aruba. And I did my clinical training down in Atlanta, Georgia. And then I went forward with my psychiatry residency training at Morehouse School of Medicine, Department of Psychiatry. From there, I was simultaneously finishing up my PhD from Walden University in public health with a concentration in health education promotion. Now, my true and only intent was just to become a physician. A physician that helped others get from point A to point B, preventive type of medicine. But my path changed a little bit, and I fell in love with the field of psychiatry, with the opportunity to meet people where they are and learn more about them to help them get where they want to be. This dream started at age 8, where I grew up with parents who smoked, and that was a time when I used to run across the street and get a pack of cigarettes. You know, this is before the age restriction, all that happened, and I didn't want to do that no more. They know I tell this story a lot, but from there is where my path started. And so here I am back home in the community, which I love and is dear to me. And so I actually now, I'm a board certified psychiatrist. I'm a fellow of American Psychiatric Association, and I am the medical director of Spartanburg Area Mental Health, where we service 3 counties, Spartanburg, Union, and Cherokee. And so we service what we call, or the genre of mental health, of community mental health. There's so many different types of mental health areas of specialty, but my love, my first heart is the community. And again, it's just where we meet patients where they are, and we have a treatment team approach. So you don't just see me, I love to just see you, but you also see other players that will help you in your recovery and mental health.
Okay. So I have a question before we go any further.
Sure.
Okay. As a psychiatrist,
Mhm.
as a doctor, do you, when you come in contact with people or meet them for the first time or whatever, do you start analyzing them?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Good.
I don't. There is an actual training. There's an actual training, analytical psychiatry. I didn't train that way. I like humanistic skills, and I listen, watch, and then from there, what you tell me, I put it together. If you don't tell me, I don't know, and that's it. You know, analyzing really again is about finding out why I do what I do. In order to do that, you have to go way back. You have to go way back into your culture, into the dynamics of your family. Every family is a different culture. And so while we may live in the same road, go to the same school, my house is different than your house. And so I would need to find out what's happening in your house to find out what's happening now. And that's a very concentrated area of expertise that I did not train in, because I like just listening and talking. I don't want to analyze you all the time. I want to hear you a little bit. But we do process it. We do process what we see and hear. We don't have labs. We don't have x-rays and exams. I purely practice off of what you tell me. And then I look at your history, of your medical history, your physical health. From there, I also ask you about your family health and your social health. And all of that, and your spiritual health. We call that a multidisciplinary approach, or a biopsychosocial approach.
That's
a
a big word.
Psychosocial spiritual approach. We're not one-dimensional people.
Okay.
We're multidimensional. I would love to say that, you know, no, actually I wouldn't. I don't want to be one-dimensional. That means you're just one-track mind. There's only one thing about you, but biologically, there are some things about you that you can't change. But there are some things about you socially and environmentally and psychologically and spiritually you can. So from there, we make a theory about what's going on with you. But you're to tell me if that theory's right. We have books, we have diagnoses, but I like to focus on where you are. I want to hear about where you are. I can tell you about your diagnosis. That's easy. I got all the degrees for that. But what I really like to do is really just talk. And I like to call it like a living room, like we're at the kitchen table. Like, what's going on?
Okay, like we're family and
Absolutely.
we're friends.
Absolutely.
Community, that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Okay, so she is very open to talk with you, and she makes you feel comfortable, because if you're in my home or I'm in your home, then we have to have some type of relationship, and that's what you are doing.
Correct.
Okay.
It's all about the relationship.
Okay.
So if you go to your foot doctor and you don't trust what he said about your foot, are you going back?
No.
Okay. No different than you and I.
Okay.
If I don't approach it correctly, don't come back to me. If I don't answer your questions, come back with your questions. If you don't trust me, get your mom, your dad, your sibling, bring them back. I have to be held accountable. Why? Because your life is at stake. We like to think we got it together on this other side of the table, but we don't.
Okay.
But if you come to me for help, sometimes you need more help. And I may not be able to provide all of it for you. Therefore, you might need help from your family, your friends. But I won't know that until you tell me, or I may find out you said something last time that you kind of touched on, but you didn't open that box. So a good conversation allows a person to be comfortable because you're exposing your vulnerabilities. And I know people like to say, since we're talking about family and friends, I could just talk to my mom.
Right.
Your mom is your mom, not your friend, and not your counselor. They have good advice and good wisdom, hands down, right? But there are moments or times where it's beyond them, that they can't necessarily explain. We like to explain it. You don't have any money because you spend it all. That's easy, right? That's easy. But there's burdens we bear as well. And because family is family, we're real close, we're kind of in it. And it's hard for me to counsel you on the truth versus what I want you to do. Okay? So I bring that back to when the scripture talks about the truth will set you free. It's true. It really is true. Once you know the truth, it's better, you're better able to accept. Therefore, you're better able to respond. But it's got to get there first.
So we should be telling each other the truth.
Right. It may not be what I want you to do, but the truth is. Because I'm going to give you my experience. I'm going to give you my life experience. I'm going to tell you, go down there and da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to tell you that.
Okay.
Right? But that may not be what you should do. And we have to be careful about that. We as a community, family and friends, we want to help each other. Girl, come on down here. Let's go on out and hang out and come back in later. Okay, that might work for a little while. Or it may turn into something worse. Or I'll just have a little glass of wine every night to help me sleep, since it helps me sleep. And then that turns into a whole bottle. And then that turns to multiple bottles. And you can't get up for work. And now you're missing work. And it snowballs on you. And you don't remember where it started. So we as a people, we have to realize sometimes the difference between, because see what I'll say is, ain't nothing wrong with a little wine. Ain't nothing wrong coming home and unwinding. It's not. But then it starts to tip over, or you get to the edge, and things start to fall apart. And by the time it fell apart, you have to come and see me, which I'm okay with that. However, we got to get back to what happened. And you have to be willing to do that. And family sometimes can't do that with you. You know why? They don't get paid to do it.
And also because they love you.
They love you. They want the best for you. I want the best for you too, but I do you no good if I lie to you. I'm not helping you at all if I leave you right where you are. But you may not agree with me, and that's okay. That's perfectly okay. But I've been there, worked with families, it's okay. Because sometimes it's hard to get a diagnosis of something. However, I would always tell you the truth.
And that's what we need.
And that's it. That's all I got. Oh, you don't give me nothing else.
Okay. Now, I'm going to back up for a moment. The last episode, we touched on this, but now I want you to go a little deeper for me with this question. Is my mental illness affected by my relationship with God?
So, we can go over that several ways.
Okay. Now I'm on your sofa, so
Okay.
we're talking.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll do it this way because we're community. I would say I self-diagnosed myself with, I say it out loud, I self-diagnosed myself with mild anxiety. And what that means, what I've discovered about myself is that when I worry, I hold it in. And he said to come and lay it at his feet. I know this. I know that. He says, take upon me, take my yoke, right? But I don't want to do that. I want to just hold on to everything internally. Therefore, the way I see it come out is through rashes, or feeling fatigued, or frustrated. Well, why am I itching? You're just itching. Been to dermatologists, been to allergists, had several biopsies. They told me I had hives. I ain't got no hives. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with me. So I went to God and I said, okay, let's say it is mild anxiety. Why am I anxious? He told me why. Because I hold on to things. And again, he reminded me what the scripture says. So I started to recognize those moments when I start to hold on to something that ain't mine. Therefore, I don't rash anymore. So does my relationship affect my illness? Yes. Because I haven't accepted the truth. If I want to hold on to my worry, I'm going to continue to have my rash. I will. But if I choose the path or the wisdom he's given me, therefore my rash will be no more. It's like it's like a phenomenon. It's like a miracle. It's like I don't itch anymore. Because when I start to feel it, I start to think about what I'm thinking. That's what's happening to me. That's why I'm itching. So now I got to go back to him, ask for forgiveness, get this relationship right, so that my body can go back to alignment as he ordained it to be. He created me.
Right.
He know me better than anybody.
Better than I know myself.
Better than I know myself. So then it's important to keep the relationship in a state of communion. It's not perfect. It's a constant back and forth, right? Like, you don't read today and be done tomorrow. You don't get saved today and be done tomorrow. You got to work on that salvation. It's a walk. So you work on it with him. Now, let's say it's worse than that. You know, I have to go get a rash cream. Does it mean my relationship with him is bad because I had to go get an ointment for my rash? No, it's just broken out that bad. I need a cream. It's the reality. But the other piece is I gotta get back. I gotta get back to that relationship that gave me that peace and that understanding. So then I don't have to worry. Whatever that worry was, it could be my groceries. Trying to figure out what we're gonna eat all week. Meal prepping. Little things that he's already taken care of. I just don't see it because I want to see it the way I want to see it.
So when we talk about family and friends, and my friends come to me with their issues, I have my own issues, okay? And I'm stressing on the inside, but I'm presenting myself to them that, oh, everything is fine, everything's wonderful, this is what you need to do. How do I back away from that so I can take care of me?
Okay. Truth.
Yes, truth.
Truth.
Just tell them
the truth. So you come to me and I got a lot going on. The truth is I got a lot going on. I hear you and I want to be there for you. But right now, this is what I have to be able to give to you. I can't help you until I get myself in a better position, or maybe we can go together. Sounds like we're in the same spot.
Okay.
We could do this together, or this is a resource I have, and this is where I'm going. Would you like to go to?
Okay.
Truth. When if I sit here and say, okay, this is what you should do, I'm putting on the face, I'm covering it up, I'm wearing it, different than what I feel on inside, and I go home and cry, there's no truth. And that's what hurts the most. The truth is I hurt. The truth is I'm sad. The truth is I don't feel well, and I really don't want to hear what you got to say.
Okay.
But I need to tell you that because we're human, and telling you that actually may put you in a better position than sitting here trying to fake it like I got it all together. Because then you can see me for who I am, and that I don't have it all together, but we can figure this thing out together, and we can be better next time. We can check in on each other. We want to help. We want to be there. We want to provide all the resources. We do. And we have great intentions. But it's not always, if you're not in a place to really hear what they have to say, then it's not going to help them. It's not going to help your family or your friends. but you can easily direct them to other resources. And you have to be okay with that. Or can we get together on Friday at 4 o'clock? I can't, right now I don't have the space to hear what you have to say, but I'm really concerned.
Okay.
Can we get together another time where I can really hear you and spend some time with you? Truth. Boundaries.
You hear that, community? Truth. Tell your family and friends the truth, what she is sharing with us today. And guess what? I need to tell the truth. Okay, so we're going to go to another question.
Okay.
I am enjoying this. We can go on and on forever. Okay. I like being by myself sometimes. Is there anything wrong with that?
Depends.
Okay.
So I don't mean to scare anybody.
Okay.
But there are people who don't like to be with people, but because of how we're made to be with people. There's no way around that. So whether it's one person or 15, you could choose that one person. When I say it depends, because some people isolate and withdraw, that's a problem. When you avoid things, when you intentionally do everything by yourself, you're solely dependent on yourself, then something could be wrong. But if I was a person who liked to go shopping by myself, but I may be on the phone with you, but I like doing this by myself. It's okay to go to movies by yourself, have dinner with yourself, watch a movie with yourself. Or you have that one friend that you socialize with. It's okay. You know, not everybody's a social butterfly. There's so many social medias and they post their life on that. That's not for everybody. It's okay being private. There's a difference between private and then being isolative. That just means where I used to come out, I don't come out anymore. Or they've noticed I don't call anymore. Or I don't do the things, I don't meet down at the center for lawn dancing anymore. Where are you? You know, I'm all right, I'm doing fine, I just want to stay in. Call you again, I'm all right, I'm okay. Or I don't answer the third time. You know, I don't want to be bothered. We do that a lot. I just don't want to be bothered with y'all. You know, I'm not going down to bidding them today. You know, y'all always getting together and having, you know. So again, it's situational, but there are certain personalities that are very limited, and they just like a limited number, be around a limited number of people. And so it goes back to trust. There's certain people who learn to only trust who they like, and they're not moving beyond that circle of friends. That's okay. Again, as long as your life is your life and you're functioning accordingly, then I'm not going to tell you any different. And, you know, but when you start to become dysfunctional, that's where I come in. So that I can help with that. But until then, it's okay to be by yourself sometimes. It's okay to only have limited friends and things.
Okay. Well, thank you for going into detail about that. So how do I recognize that a family or friend that I suspect may have mental illness? How do I go about recognizing, or how do I help them?
Okay. I think you said the important word, recognize. And if you recognize that thing, that something tells me something's not quite right. You mentioned at the last episode about some resources. The best thing is to become educated about what you think you see, or just mental health in general. There are several websites, like the National Alliance of Mental Illness, the 211. The South Carolina Department of Mental Health also has resources. There are a lot of online, private scales or resources that allow you to check off to see if you meet 3 out of 5, 5 out of 5. It's not a mental health professional, but it can start that conversation. Hey, I was reading this online, thought it'd been helpful for us to discuss. Or I've noticed that I've been doing this. Have you been noticing the same thing? I can guarantee you that somebody has noticed. Now it's just a matter of who's gonna talk about the elephant in the room. And sometimes you need a conversation starter, you know, and whether it's a commercial or whether it's something you read online. I'm not a fan of Google MD or the internet diagnosing people, but it can be a conversation starter for, I'm having these symptoms. I saw this online. Can we talk about that? Absolutely. Or a mom or dad or sister or a spouse. I've been noticing, I've been sleeping a lot lately. That's not like me. Can we talk about this, or do you think I should see somebody, you know? So once you feel as though you've recognized something, then you should search it out and get more education about mental health, and then you'll know how to approach the person, so then, or yourself, so you'll know where to go to next. And we'll have more resources at the end of this session about how to reach out if you need additional assistance.
Okay. Now, what if I say to you, I don't like my family? What do I need to do? Because I don't like them. I don't like them in my business. I don't like them talking to me. I don't like them giving me advice. I don't like being around them. I just don't like them.
Well, you know, your family will always be your family, right? We didn't get a choice. We didn't choose who our parents are, how they raised us, what they did or didn't do.
Okay.
But as you've matured, as you've become older, and you've gained your own understanding of what your adulthood is like, then that's just it. You know, are you gonna like everybody? You may not. Maybe there was some discord or some things that have happened to tarnish the relationship. I would never tell you to keep building, but I'll tell you seeking the truth. Seek the truth to the situation, because you still want to remain in your mental health of wellness, right? Like, you don't want them to drag. So we give power to the enemy, right? We don't ever forgive mama. It's always mama's fault, and I don't like them at all. So who says you got to call her? Who says you have to keep bringing it up? Then let it go. But she did that to me. She did. She absolutely did. But you've chosen not to engage with them, and that's okay. Or maybe it's not, and that's the problem, that you're trying to reconcile. I should be engaged with my mom. It's my mom. But my mom hurt me. That is the truth. So then, let's figure out how we can reconcile that. Whether maybe they've passed away, maybe they can't be touched or reached or spoken to, but you can do some internal reconciliation with the Holy Spirit to allow you to heal and place that where it's supposed to be, and you move on. So again, it depends, but you have to set boundaries. If you're adult, you're mature enough, and it's healthy for you not to engage with family, then it's healthier for you not to engage. But if it's a opportunity to reconcile, then it's possible, then do that. But it happens where there's relationship issues with family members. Doesn't mean you have a mental illness.
Okay. See, I do not have a mental illness. Okay. All right. So, Dr. Gaffney, do you have any more resources that you would like to share with us, or anything else you would like to share before we bring this to a close?
No more than what they're gonna see at the end of the session.
Okay, so remember, community, you will see the information, the resources that she has given out on the screen. So you will be able to take your time, write it down, and look at it so you know where to go. So once again, we are so thankful that you joined us. And on behalf of Pastor Dr. Larry T. Crudup and the Mama Ryan Baptist Church family, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you for sharing all of your knowledge and your expertise, not only with me, but with the community.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay? And to the community, please go to the websites, Facebook, etc., to see scriptures and QR codes and quotes and other resources and references that you can use that has been shared in the previous episode and the current episode, and guess what? It will be seen again in other episodes. We want to thank you for the opportunity for allowing us to once again come into your home and discuss our concerns, because it's not just her concerns. She's a professional. It's not just my concerns, it's our concerns. So if you or a loved one have been affected by anything that you've heard in this session, please reach out to the church community or a professional of your choice to talk about it. And she just told us about being truthful and telling the truth. You may also call the crisis hotline at any time. Call 211 or text HELP to 211. Or you can go to their website, which is southcarolina211.org, O-R-G. This service is free and available in multiple languages. And again, thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to you coming back and joining Community Conversations. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We hope that this community conversation has been informative, inspiring, and empowering. If it has, we ask that you please like, share, and comment on this video. We also invite you to like and follow our Facebook and YouTube channels for more soul-feeding content. We'll see you next time for our community conversation.